Welcome to Travel Learner TV, where we highlight good globally. I'm your host, B, the Travel Learner, and today we are joined with a very special guest. This young man is setting the bar that we promote for many to follow. Renowned author of the book entitled Never Ending, we welcome to the show Mr. Ramello Simmons. Welcome. It's so good to have you.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, before we get into the book, I just want to say that you are a very busy man. Can I just read the list of accomplishments? I mean, currently that's going on here, if you don't mind.
Sure. Yeah. Please.
I mean, currently, English tutorer with clients, co-host and co-founder of Walden Knight Chess Club, vice president of Orange County Youth Bureau Advisory Board, from May to 2021 to June of 2027. You were the secretary, then the vice president, then the president of the Mayor's Youth Council in Middleton, New York.
Yep.
From May of 2023, September 23, you were the assistant director, I would say sound technician, then cameraman, then associate producer, then the assistant director of the Writers Lab in Newburgh, New York. And the list can go on. You have countless awards and plaques, and you're so distinguished in your service of leadership. I kind of want to just thank you for your service and applaud you, right?
Thank you. For me, it's really just about doing what I can to help out the community. And so when an opportunity arises, I just, I can help, I can lend some services there. So I, go ahead and do that.
So, okay, what motivates you to give of your free time in this way? Because a lot of other children don't give away their free time in this manner, if you know what I mean.
Well, so it started a few years ago when I was, because I was raised homeschooled. And so being homeschooled, I'm at home a lot of the time. And so it's not that I really wanted to get out of the house, but I figured I probably should, so I'm not inside all day because, it's not necessarily healthy and things like that. So I decided, I'm going to try and go outside and do something. And then I was like, okay, well, I know I want to do outside. I want to go outside, but what do I do outside, And so I figured, well, there's nothing better to do than to help others. And so
that's beautiful.
That's what I decided to do. I decided.
All right, so let's take.
Yep.
Okay, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Please finish your thought.
Yeah. I was just saying anywhere I can that needs my help or that I have services that might be helpful, I'll go ahead and help out.
Okay, so with the chess club, for instance, did you like to play chess and then just thought, you know what, I'm going to start a chess club and we're going to just build it out? How did that come about?
Yes, so I played chess for most of my life, actually, and I guess at the place where I work at the library, I decided, hey, we had a chess club before. This was a few years before I started working there. I was like, why don't we bring that back, and then why don't we make it bigger than what it was? Because I was told when it was first around, it was, a few members that came every now and again, but I was like, what if we try something better? What if we improve on that and open it to everybody? Because it was for just kids or younger kids. And I was like, what if we just open it to everybody? And so I brought it back, and now we're here. Open to everybody. I think we have 15 members so far.
Wow.
And,
That's quite the accomplishment.
Thank you.
Because you have a vast range of extracurricular activities, what is anything do you have your favorite?
So I'd say definitely my favorite and something that I want to look to career-wise is things that involve, politics. And not just politics like, mainstream politics, like the stuff you see on TV and the news and things like that. But politics whereas it's more working in government, Okay. So, like with the Youth Bureau and the Mayor's Youth Council, that's really where it started for me. And so I decided, I'm going to continue doing this. And I'd say if favorite-wise, that would be it for me. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we're going to see you as a government official soon to come, and that is
Hopefully, hopefully.
yeah. Well, no, you've already said it, and so it shall be. So, what would you say to other young adults that may be looking to partake in activities in their communities? Where would they start, like you?
So really, for me, what I started to do was I looked for opportunities in volunteering. Volunteering can
Nice.
open so many doors for you. So if you want to, get out there, help your community, and maybe do something that betters yourself, start with volunteering. And you can volunteer almost anywhere. I started volunteering in a library, the YMCA. There are plenty of food banks that could use some help. Really anywhere that just needs some help. So, yeah,
And
volunteering
then
is the
other,
best way.
and then would you say other opportunities opened up from
Hmm.
starting your voluntary work?
Most definitely, because once you volunteer, you meet other people who can
Absolutely.
bring you up into where
Absolutely.
you need to be or where you want to be or somewhere you're trying to go, so you can get other
Absolutely.
places. So, yeah.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Okay. Never ending. This suspense story was absolutely captivating. What was your inspiration to write this short story?
So the a lot of people, when I tell them about my inspiration, they it's not necessarily a laugh of oh, I can't believe this, but it's a laugh of wow, that's your inspiration. So we were on a road trip. We were coming from my grandpa's house down in Virginia. This was a few years ago, and so because in New York where I live, we can't find a Chick-fil-A in like a 50-mile radius. So we decided, since we're down there in Virginia, we stop at Chick-fil-A. And so I'm sitting inside at one of the tables, and I see a guy walking down a hallway, a corridor that leads to the bathroom. And so I'm like, you know what? I want to do some writing. And so as the story starts, a man walks down a hallway. And so it kind of
Ah,
just, I decided I'm going to write and just see where it goes from there. Just no
mhm.
thinking about it, just keep writing, and so I did. And then I eventually finished it and locked it away. I forgot about it. But then last year, I was cleaning up some old stuff, and then I found it. I was like,
Ah,
I'm gonna rewrite this, make it better because it's been a few years, and my skills have probably, most definitely gotten better. So I rewrote it and decided, why not publish it? So here we are.
oh, that's awesome. How did you come up with the rest of the plot?
So, like I said, it was more so just writing, just to write, and then eventually it got to a point where I think a few sentences is, and I was like, this kind of feels like something that would give suspense, something
Sure,
that someone should be, oh no, what's gonna happen?
sure,
And so I decided, let's continue it on that path, and
sure.
so, yeah.
Now was John, was he like the model of someone in real life, or was it not?
No, not necessarily the model. At first, when I was writing this, he didn't even have a name. In the original
Okay.
version of the story, there was no name. And so I decided to personalize it.
Yeah, that was a good touch because I noticed there wasn't, as I was reading, I was like, well, what are these characters' names? You mentioned him very little. And I was like,
Hmm.
oh, his name is, John, but it's
Yep.
not mentioned a lot. So I thought it was an intentional thing to do that.
Yes,
And I'm glad I asked.
I decided, well, I'm not going to introduce him as John immediately. I'm going to make it so,
Mm-hmm.
a little spoiler warning, I'm going to make it
Yep.
so to where he doesn't even know his name at first. So
Mm-hmm.
I decided, a little later in the story, then he figures out who he is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very intelligent. Now, there are some interesting parallels in the book, and
Hmm.
more specifically with the end. And I want to read this in your acknowledgement
Hmm.
when you say, this is something I've been working on for quite some time, a few years actually. And you've done it over and over in different renditions of it. And I thought there was an interesting parallel with actually the story itself, where it's going and repeating itself over and
Yes.
over. Yeah, I love that parallel. And I loved how you actually broke the cycle by completing, almost, if I could say metaphorically,
Yeah.
completing the actual book. So I would just want to applaud you in just
Thank
different
you.
levels of it's just not a basic read. It's also very symbolic. It also has a lot of parallels as well. And
Thank
I'm
you.
so glad you published this to the world. I feel like the world needs to hear other voices and in the style and variations that the youth possess.
Yes.
At this time, where can people buy the book?
So currently it's only digital and on Amazon. So you can either
Awesome.
go through Kindle or Amazon itself, and you'll just search "Never Ending," a short suspense story. And so,
So if you put Ramello Simmons
mhm,
in the Amazon, it does pop up. So
yes.
you are in the search engines. You are in that algorithm. Do you mind me asking how? Because I think the feat of completing things I want to just highlight. And do you mind me asking how long it took you to write this short story?
Not at all. So it took me, let's see, I want to say about 4 years to actually
Awesome.
complete this story.
And go to and
So,
from here to publish it, right?
mhm, yeah,
Okay.
from starting it in that Chick-fil-A to publishing it, it was about 4 years.
And this is a testimony to other um, entrepreneurs or just the youth in general or everyone, just never to
Mm,
give up, you know. So let this be a testament to you guys that anything can be done if you put your mind to it. And we're so glad you did this because I feel like the world needs to hear your voice and the world needs
mm,
to hear voices like yours. Now,
thank you.
is there any place that people can find you on social media?
So my Instagram is at mellowman50. So it's
Okay.
nothing professional yet, but that's about it.
Well, let this be the catalyst for what is to come.
Yes.
And we're going to find you there, and everyone's going to follow you and keep abreast. So, what's next for you, Ramello?
I think for me, publishing this short story, I was able to inspire myself. I was
Awesome.
I was like, wow, so this actually happened. In the process, you would think, you're thinking, oh my god, this is happening. But for me, I was like, it didn't actually hit me until a couple weeks after I published it. I'm like, oh my goodness, I just published a book.
I'm an
So
author, right?
yeah, I'm a published
Yeah.
author.
Yes.
So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna keep doing this because before publishing it, I wrote more so a little bit every now and again, just when I can. But now I think I'm going to try a little harder and get some more stuff out there because you can't be a published author with only one book. So
But you can be a published author because
yeah,
you published and you're an author, so
mm,
you can be.
I can be,
And
but yeah,
yeah, you aspire to publish more books. Is I'm
yes.
understanding that. Oh, that's
Hopefully a
amazing.
really a novel length one. So that
What
one may
novel?
take some time. Yeah.
Ooh, ooh. Well, we're looking forward to it, Mr.
Yes.
Ramello.
I
Mr. Ramello Symbols. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm listening.
It's okay. I actually a few years before starting writing Never Ending, I actually started on a actual novel length story. Had an idea. I wanted to make this a chapter book, maybe for older kids, but somewhere in the preteens or teens.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started writing it, and then after a while, it just dropped off. So I think I might pick that back up and get to finishing that. Yeah.
Oh, well, we're all looking forward to it, Ramello. We want to thank you for joining us today.
Thank
That's
you.
going to be it for today, guys. Um, we want to thank Mr. Ramello Simmons for joining us, and we want to thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, B, for Travel Learner TV. And as always, be the change you want to be. For real. See you next time, guys.